Legs ready for what?
Tomorrow's the Easter egg hunt, and I'm going to get the most eggs.
I don't think so.
What are you guys talking about?
We're just talking about how excited we are for Easter tomorrow.
Oh, really? That's great. What's your favorite part of the Easter story?
My favorite part is where I get the biggest chocolate bunny.
My favorite part might be riding in the Easter egg hunt.
Those aren't in the story. I mean, the real Easter story.
Who wrote it?
Probably some old guy who doesn't like eggs or candy.
Oh, you too. The Easter story is written in the Bible. Haven't you ever heard of how Jesus came to save the world?
Like Superman?
Spider-Man is better.
Jesus is much better than Superman or Spider-Man. Just hold on and listen.
Thomas, Philip, go over to the city over there. As soon as you see the donkey and the colt, untie the donkey and bring it to me.
Yes, Rabbi.
What?
Isn't that stealing?
No. When the disciples went into town, they found the colt exactly where Jesus had said it would be, and the owner let them take the colt for Jesus to ride into town. It was such a joyous time. Everyone was shouting, "Hosanna, Hosanna," and waving palm branches as Jesus rode the colt into town. Hosanna means save us. Zechariah 9:9 says, "Rejoice greatly, O daughter of Zion. Shout in triumph, O daughter of Jerusalem. Behold, your king is coming to you. He is just and endowed with salvation, humble and mounted on a donkey, even on a colt, the foal of a donkey." When the hour had come, he rested at the table, and the apostles with him. While they were eating, Jesus took some bread, and after a blessing, he broke it and gave it to the disciples, and said,
This is my body, which is broken for you. Do this in remembrance of me. Let us eat.
And when he had taken a cup and given thanks, he gave it to them, saying,
This is the blood of the covenant, which is poured out for many. Do this in remembrance of me. Let us drink.
Then Jesus came with his disciples to a place called Gethsemane.
Sit here while I go and pray. Father, if this cup cannot pass, not my will, but your will be done. So you men cannot keep watch for 1 hour? Watch and pray, so that you will not come into temptation. The spirit is willing, but the flesh is weak. My Father, if this cup cannot pass away from me, unless I drink from it, your will be done.
Jesus went back to the disciples and found them sleeping again. And he left to pray a third time, saying the same thing. Then he came unto the disciples and said to them,
Wake up! Get up! For the betrayer is near.
What does betray mean? Someone's gonna betray Jesus?
Why would anyone do that?
What's gonna happen?
Let me keep reading. While Jesus was still speaking, Judas, one of the 12, came up accompanied by a large crowd with swords and clubs, who came from the chief priests and elders of the people. Now he who was betraying him gave them a sign, saying,
Whomever I kiss, he is the one. Seize him. Hail, Rabbi.
Friend, do what you come to do.
No, don't take him.
You'll never take my Lord!
Enough! Be healed.
What are they doing?
Why is Jesus getting arrested? He didn't do anything wrong.
At least there was a sword fight.
Did you see how Jesus just touched the ear and was healed? Whoa!
That was awesome.
But where are they taking Jesus?
They led Jesus and 2 other men to the place called Golgotha. It was a small hill where the Romans would execute the worst kinds of criminals. There was a huge crowd following Jesus. Some were shouting, "Crucify," and others were crying because they did not want to see him die. On the hill, they nailed Jesus to a cross. Jesus prayed, "Father, forgive them. They do not know what they are doing."
I can't believe he's gone. I should have stopped it. Why wasn't I? I should have been stronger. Forgive them. Forgive them? Why? He was killed, and he did nothing wrong. They are the ones who don't deserve to be forgiven. You're right. None of us deserve to be forgiven. What do we do?
Wait. Jesus died? It's over?
I can't believe it. What kind of story is this?
I never said that it was over. The best is yet to come. Now on the first day of the week, early in the morning, the women went to the tomb, bringing the spices they had prepared. They found the stone had rolled away from the tomb, but when they entered, they did not find the body of Jesus. While they stood there, 2 angels stood by them in shining garments. They were afraid and bowed their faces to the ground. The angel said to them, "Why do you seek the living among the dead? He is not here, but has risen. Remember how he spoke to you while he was still in Galilee, saying, 'The Son of Man must be delivered into the hands of sinful men, and be crucified, and on the 3rd day rise again.'" Then they remembered Jesus' words. The women go back to the disciples to tell them.
He's not here? What happened?
I don't know, Peter. There were 2 angels standing outside the tomb and they told us he had risen.
What did they look like?
They wore bright clothing.
Bright clothing?
Yeah, they were dazzling bright. Just like they'd been in the presence of God.
I could hardly look at them. Oh, I wish I could have seen them.
Well, they're not there. He's not there.
He's really not here. Only his linen wrappings are left.
I don't understand.
He's gone? What? What happened to him?
He couldn't have just gone up and walked away. Someone must have kidnapped him.
Ooh, a kidnapping. That's exciting.
Wait. There was no kidnapping. There was something even better.
What did the man mean when he had said that he had risen?
That means he came back to life.
Wow, he really must have been the Son of God. No one else could have done that.
That is better than a kidnapping.
Woman, why are you weeping? And whom are you seeking?
Sir, I've been carried away. Tell me where you laid him, and I will take him away.
Mary,
Rabbi!
do not cling to me, for I have not yet ascended to the Father. Go to my brothers and sisters, and say to them, my Father, your Father, my God, your God.
I've seen the Lord! I've seen the Lord!
So did the disciples ever see Jesus after he came back to life?
So far, only Mary has seen him.
Later that night, Jesus appeared to all the disciples who were gathered together. They knew it was Jesus because he showed them his hands and side that had been pierced just days before. He even let Thomas touch his wounds so that we would know he was alive.
Whoa! Thomas actually touched his hands where the nails had been?
That would have been so cool.
Yes, he did.
What happened next?
In Mark 16, Jesus tells his disciples what to do. He says, go into all the world and preach the gospel to all creation. He who has believed and has been baptized shall be saved. Then Jesus went up to heaven to sit at the right hand of God.
So Jesus is up in heaven right now?
Yep.
Did the disciples listen and do what Jesus told them?
In Mark 16:20 says, they went out and preached everywhere. So I guess you can say they listened. That's the same story that I've told you about today. That's the true Easter story.
But is it just a story? Is it?
No, it's not. It truly happened.
I'm so glad that you told us about Jesus and what he has done for us.
Yes, thanks.
You're very welcome.
Does that mean I can't eat any candy tomorrow?
Just don't forget why you're celebrating.